Hello, friends and family. How are you today? Um, One of my subscribers asked me about the war between Russia and Ukraine. Actually, I very seldom talk about world war. I guess that topic's slightly difficult for me to talk about, but um, probably I can try to talk about it a little bit. First of all, um, before I talk about the war between Ukraine and Russia, I want to talk about something similar in Chinese history. Um, Before the Yuan dynasty, that was like 600 years ago, um, those Mongolians, every year when winter comes, when they don't have much food, they would rush into mainland and start uh, um, um, robbing for food. So, so that comes a war, or after every pandemic, natural disaster. Like Mongolia, there's grassland. There's they fed a lot of cattle, but when there's famine, when there's um, drought, they don't have food to eat. They, as usual, they will come down to mainland to rob for some food. So now we come back to the topic of Russia and Ukraine. So Russia, uh, I'm sorry, Russia is invading Ukraine with the excuse of that Ukraine is trying to join NATO. So Putin said that if Ukraine joins the NATO with no natural barriers, it will be so easy for NATO countries to enter Moscow. And and then they will lose the country. So Ukraine's not allowed to join NATO. But it has been a long-term thing. Why now? Why the war now? Think about it, they just had a huge pandemic, and actually Russian vaccines are not the best, and and I bet a lot of people died and their population's shrinking. And northern um, states, they don't have. Sorry, my nose so itchy. They don't have as big agriculture base like Ukraine. That's the real reason that they invade Ukraine. Let's take a look at the world map and see what they're doing now. Here's Russia. Here's Moscow. Here's St. Petersburg. Here's Ukraine. So why don't they invade somewhere else like Finland? No, that is protected by NATO. That means Europe and America. They wouldn't dare to do that. Norway used to give them a hard time. And Sweden is part of NATO too. They wouldn't dare to do that. But obviously, right now Ukraine is not part of NATO, so they claim Ukraine is actually just part of the Soviet Union that's supposed to be. So the same reason when Japan entered China. We will talk about the war between Japan and China in another story, another video. So obviously the Russian people are very hungry. That's the reason why they invaded Ukraine. This is what I understand about the Russian-Ukraine war. Thank you for watching. I love you guys. I'll see you in next video. Thanks.